Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 23 of my 1 versus 3 versus 3 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I am playing against two separate teams of 3 Emperor AI per team, and I am playing as the Halfling Dreadnought, Welby the Tinkerer. In our last episode, we continued the battle against a number of our opponents here. We actually captured the city of Nurum here, which we took from Colm, who is our human warlord opponent. We've also been in conflict with his two his two teammates, Camille Moonflower and Awanes the Custodian. And if I'm not mistaken, they should both still be in the void, as we, I believe, last turn, or maybe 2 turns ago, we actually killed both of them and sent them off to the void. So we have Holly up here, who's kind of in the domain here of Camille's city, and we've got some interesting developments happening there. So we're going to keep the ball rolling here and try and keep the momentum going, maybe continue to bring the fight to Colm if possible, and see if we can capitalize on Camille and Awanes both being in the void for another turn here. But before we dive into the episode, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some fantastic comments on the last episode. The first of those set of comments comes from My Brain Hurts. My Brain Hurts pointed out a couple of things here. The first of those is that if I wanted to have Bebjun able to produce cannons and flame tanks in a single turn, as you can see right now, we're currently at 2 turns for both, which not ideal. We're very, very close. We have 140 production income currently. We need about 150 to have these both done in a single turn, so we're very close. What Brain is suggesting is that I could use terraforming to just change some of the terrain around here in order to make it more optimal for goblins so that they're a little bit happier. You can see here that the city actually isn't very happy at all. So we could improve this dramatically and basically make it such that the goblins are happier, and that would improve our production income. Something else that I've kind of realized here is that once we're finished with Mana Fuel Factory, machines are going to cost 10% less gold to produce, so that might actually do it for us. But if not, we can use the combination of those two approaches. So great suggestion there from Brain. Another comment here from Brain is that cannons generally work well when you keep them sort of at max distance and use that range that they have. And in particular, you can use them to shoot a couple of tiles beyond their max range, because the cannonball kind of has that linear 4 tiles that it hits, so it can actually kind of go beyond the max limit that you see on the tactical battle there for cannons. Just a good reminder there from Brain to sort of try my best to always keep cannons kind of back and use them at max range to kind of maximize their benefit. Really good point there from Brain. And in particular, in the context of a city siege, Brain just wanted to point out that generally speaking, if the AI that's defending the city has ranged units and the wall of the city is intact, they'll generally sit back and kind of, they won't come out to try to fight you. And you can actually kind of exploit that with cannons, because you can keep them very far back and just blast the units. And if you try to kind of prioritize killing off the non-ranged units, and you try your best not to destroy the wall if possible, that will actually allow you to kind of whittle them down before the battle even really gets going. So great points there from Brain. The next comment here is from Andre Gavril. And Andre pointed out that I should probably consider researching Resurrect Hero. And the reason for this is because we have Holly in kind of a precarious situation. She's sort of on her own right now. It would be ideal if we could have a backup plan in case she is killed off, because Holly is an extremely powerful hero at level 15, and with Divine Justicars, obviously. So it would be a shame if we lost Holly and couldn't get her back into the game quickly. So I like that suggestion from Andre. I think I'm going to do that in the near future here when I'm able to. The next set of comments is from Insert Username. Insert Username just made a comment here about the Yetis that I acquired in the last episode. Just to remind everybody, the Yetis were a reward from clearing out this dungeon. We can see here that we've got 2 Yetis. So some things about them that make them actually really useful for me. Thing number 1, they have regeneration, which means that at the start of my turn, they will regain all of their health that they may have lost in battles. And then in addition, they have 100% frost protection, which actually will make them pretty good if I'm going up against things like Shadow Stalkers who do frost damage. So great suggestions and things to point out there from Insert. Insert username also pointed out that something I could consider doing with Holly is that I could actually retreat her back and potentially get her, and she does have the movement to make it. I could send her to this cave entrance and then jump her underground. And the rationale behind doing this is that that would make it such that if we go underground, only a single unit at a time, a single stack of units at a time could come down and fight me. Because obviously I'm going to be blocking the only way down, and if a unit tries to go down here, there's only going to be one that can come down and fight me, and that would basically bottleneck Camille and Awanessa's units. And that's a great strategy, and I might actually do that if the situation arises. Insert's pointing out that this battle is going to be kind of difficult because we've got not one, but two Shadow Stalkers, and then we've got 1-2 Succubi here, and another one in this stack. So pretty tough odds here if we're going to try this battle. Not to mention that we also have our units kind of in rough shape. They've taken some damage there. So, you know, I have to decide if I want to try this battle with Holly or if I want to retreat back. Thankfully, I do have kind of both options there at my disposal. So, good suggestions there from Insert. And then finally, a comment here from Gladden. Gladden, just to remind everybody, is one of the individuals working on the Shadow Realm expansion mod pack. As always, I'm very grateful to everyone in the modding community for Age of Wonders 3. I think you guys do fantastic work, and you really do help keep the game alive. Gladden wanted to recommend a particular expansion, mod expansion, called the Wasteland expansion, which he has actually also worked on. And there's actually a compatibility mod that would allow it to work with the Shadow Realm expansion mod pack so that the two of them would not interfere with each other. And I'm actually very tempted to try this maybe in a future playthrough. Gladden pointed out that what this Wasteland expansion does, it adds additional content that individuals who've played Age of Wonders Shadow Magic might be familiar with. So there's a couple of additional dwelling races, and then there's also an additional playable race that is added, and that kind of harkens back to Age of Wonders Shadow Magic. So great suggestion there from Gladden. I'm definitely going to look into that and consider using it in future playthroughs. Gladden also pointed out that Chivalrous Intentions, which is a mod pack I've expressed interest in the past, and that I mentioned in the last episode. Gladden wanted to point out that, generally speaking, Chivalrous Intentions has been built so that it kind of works with other mods. I'll obviously have to decide if I want to try to implement it, because I know it is a fairly major mod, and it would kind of provide a lot of difference. So I'll have to make those decisions going forward. But in any case, excellent suggestions there from Gladden, and fantastic information regarding the Wasteland expansion. Okay, thank you once again, though, to everybody for leaving those excellent comments, and we're going to dive in here. So let's think about Holly. So again, do I want to retreat back, or do I want to get aggressive here and maybe try out this battle? Now, hear me out, because I know you might be saying, you know, Craig, you're crazy. Those Shadow Stalkers plus those Succubus are going to just devastate you. And I think you're kind of right, but there's an important point here, which is that I'm pretty darn sure that Camille is still in the Void. And if she's still in the Void, she can't cast any spells. So they won't be able to use any spells, and they won't be able to disjunct anything that I cast. So I could use Arachnid Horde and do some serious damage here. In addition, I could start using Holly to just throw tons of... If we look at her spells here, she's got the ability to Smite. So I could use Smite a whole bunch of times to try to do some extra damage to these Shadow Stalkers. So I'm very tempted to actually try this. Again, this is kind of another, you know, rolling the dice situation. This would be a big risk. But, you know, I think it might be worth it. Again, you know, I might come to regret this decision, but I think we're going to do it. Oh, I'm regretting it already, but let's just do it. Okay, it's saying we're closely matched, and I'm inclined to agree. But again, I believe Camille is still in the Void, so... I don't think we will be hit with any spells. Alright, they are trying to curse me. Now, the only thing that's kind of unfortunate is the Prismatic Spire is going to blast us with some damage, so we do have to watch out for that. You can see it right here. So obviously that's going to be a bit of an issue for us. Now, we could cast Arachnid Horde. That unfortunately is going to use a lot of our casting points. Some other options for us here. We could use Holly to throw on some instant wrath on a few of our units. We could also smite. So if we look at smite here, pretty decent damage to these Shadow Stalkers, although it has a relatively low chance of hitting and getting the higher damage roll because the Shadow Stalker's in defense mode. So I think what we might do is basically just start healing up our units here. So let's figure out maybe who we want to heal. So I think we'll start maybe with our Ogre. Boy, it'd be great to get this curse off of this Draconian Flyer. Don't think we have any way to really do that. Don't think Cure Disease works, because that only works on Blight debuffs. We could steal the enchantment, but then, of course, Holly will be cursed. So I think maybe what we'll do instead is we'll bestow Iron Heart on our Ogre. And we'll move him up just so that he's kind of out of the... I don't want to group any of my units up if I can avoid it, simply because that Prismatic Spire is going to probably blast the heck out of me if I do that. So we're just going to divvy up our units ever so slightly. And then, you know what? I think we are going to use Arachnid Horde. I think this is a good opportunity to actually use it. So let's do it. Very nice. Okay. We're getting some baby spiders in here. I think we can probably start moving some of our troops in here a little bit. Shock Trooper. And you know what? I will actually move my flyer up just a touch. You know, I probably should have used healing in that first turn because that regenerates. So that was actually a bit of an oopsie on my part. I wanted to protect the Ogre from mind control, but... Oh, and there's that Prismatic Spire doing some work. Kind of unpleasant. Alright, throwing some curses at me. Blasting my spiders. Alright, so let's see now. We can move in and try and web somebody, I suppose. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go. Got a web off. Not that it makes a big difference. You know what? We can actually start trying to get our units into their base, kind of, and I think we'll do that. Now, let's drop a nice big heal on our Ogre there. We're going to send him in like this. And then our Hellhound, perhaps, kind of come over this way. Our Flyers, we can keep them around kind of the backside here. These Ogres are just going to hang out back there. And our Musketeer can just kind of chill as well. So we got a Hunter Spider baby back over here as well. So let's kind of camp him out a little bit. And I think that's going to do it for our turn here. Nice, another Spider over there. That's pretty good. We're adding sort of some reinforcements. Unfortunately, we're getting cursed out the wazoo here, which not entirely unexpected given the abundance of succubi. However, it'd be nice if we could avoid that. That would be probably preferable to not be getting cursed so much. I think what we'll do is we will buff the Shock Trooper with Touch of Faith here. And then we're going to move in like this. We'll get our Flyer in there like this. That should be good. Of course, we have to watch out for the Seduction because obviously that's a very real possibility. Especially given that we're cursed, we're going to be a little bit more susceptible to it. And our Musketeer can just move in. We're going to just sort of keep our other units kind of out here like this, I think. Try and stay relatively spread out if at all possible. Okay, so let's see. Can we get a web here, maybe? Let's try it. Not quite, eh? Let's try again. Okay, we at least webbed them, and then we can attack the heck out of them now. Don't think there's really any other spells I want to use with Welby himself. So I think that will do it. Thankfully, Prismatic Spire's not doing a ton of damage. Oh, and they got that Seduction. That's a problem for us. Alright, so now we need to prioritize killing that Succubus, specifically. Because that Succubus, this one right here, is the one that controls this Flyer. So we need to get in there and do as much damage as as quick as we can here. So let's get in there. We're going to war cry it up. You know, nice big flanking shot. Very nice. Now, can we get our... No, we can't. Ugh. Yeah, can we smite, maybe? You know, if we get a high roll, we might get the kill. It's not ideal. What about a fireball? That's not going to do it either. Because I'd really like to kill off the succubus. And, because otherwise this flyer is going to wreak havoc on my troops. Which would be, not so good for me. Move this ogre in like that. Meanwhile, this ogre can... Maybe we can drop a heal? No, not quite. Yeah, it's a bit of a sticky situation here for me, that's for sure. All right, let's procrastinate making a choice there. Unfortunately, both of our spider babies are dead. I'm not sure where the other one's summoned here. Oh, one's back here. Okay. Well, we can start bringing this one up to the front. It would be kind of nice maybe to keep our Hellhound around for if we need to deal with the Shadow Stalker, because it does do fire damage, although, again, is that going to make a big difference? I don't know. It's not like they do a ton of damage or anything like that, so... Maybe what we'll do, though, is we'll move our Hellhound in like this. Just park him in defense mode. Meanwhile, with Holly, I think what we'll do is we will use Smite. We're just going to hope for the best here. Come on, baby. Dang it. Ah, that sucks. Yeah, now, unfortunately, the Flyer's probably going to kill one of our units or something like that. Really does suck. I was really hoping the Seduce would not work. That's going to make this battle a lot more difficult now. Oh, another one there. Jeez. So yeah, unfortunately, our shock troopers took a pounding there, so we're going to have to... it's this one here needs to die. Of course, they ran off. Smart. Move Holly in like this, and we're going to throw another... And, you know, I have to be careful because I'm using up all my smites, which I might need to actually use on the Shadow Stalker. So maybe we do this and just get the kill with the fireball instead. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. Okay. So that frees up our flyer, thank goodness. Unfortunately, both of our units took quite the pounding, which not ideal. Let's do some big damage with our ogres here. Yeah, we can do some absolutely devastating work. So let's do that. Step up like this. Nice. I was hoping to get the kill, but unfortunately not quite. We'll get the kill with the flyer just because he has... Oh, are you kidding me? Wow, okay. Well, I guess we won't get the kill with the flyer. I was hoping we would get a killing momentum there, but... Geez, that Lucky coming in there and spoiling the party for us there a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to win this one, unfortunately, at this point now. Okay, there. At least we got rid of that unit. And now our Hellhound is back in the fight, thank goodness. Yeah, so not really going to be that effective against the Shadow Stalker, so might as well use it on some of these other units, I guess. So let's kill off the Prospector, perhaps. There we go. And then our Shock Trooper can step on up here and protect the backside of the flyer a little bit. Meanwhile, our Musketeer can move on in, turn around, and reload his gun. Vampire Spider Baby needs to kind of get involved, so we're going to bring him down. This one's kind of out of the fight, so we'll try and get him involved too. Now, obviously, out here, Holly's going to start taking a bit of punishment from the Prismatic Spire, but that's okay. I suppose it could also hit my spiders. Let's try for a curse. There we go. Reduce the movement of the succubus at least. Although what I suspect they're going to do is try another seduction here. Yeah, probably on my flyer or something. Ay. Okay, let's see what happens here. Ouch. Thankfully, we resisted that time. Alright, so now the problem is these darn Shadow Stalkers and just how absolutely devastating they are. Alright. You know what? Let's bring our Shock Trooper around here and do some nice big damage there. Very good. And then we can... You know what, we could step up with our musketeer. Blast. Very nice. Okay. Now that frees up our flyer to do some work here, which is great. Let's send the vampire spider baby in and start attacking this crossbowman. There we go. Now, alright. I think we're going to just have to kind of 1v1 the Shadow Stalker with our ogre here. Suppose we could move in and try for a heal. Of course, I don't want to put Holly at risk here. That would not be ideal. So, let's see. Can we... I don't think you can flank the Shadow Stalker. Does it have... Maybe you can flank it. Not seeing anything that would prevent me from doing so. So if I attack with the flyer here, the flyer's going to die, so we don't want to do that. So let's attack with the ogre. The ogre's going to take quite the pounding, unfortunately, from this, though. Ouch. That wasn't very fun. Yeah, okay, now we can flank. There we go. Okay, now we can pretty much get the kill with the flyer. And then maybe get the kill with the Hellhound here, I think. Excellent. Okay. That's huge. Now we've got a much better grasp on this battle. We're going to heal up our ogre, I think. There we go. All right, and this spider can keep moving in. Well, the spider spell didn't really end up making a huge difference for me, but it at least did distract some of their units. Okay, kind of costly in terms of casting points, but... Alright, now somebody died. Who died? Shock Trooper went down, okay. And yeah, let's charge in like this with the flyer. Get the kill there, and then we can park ourselves in defense mode. What's the range on this guy? Not too bad. Alright, so we can step up like this. Yeah, we're fine. Reload our musketeer. And then, what else do we have here for abilities? Nothing. No other healing capability. We just have to wait for this to recharge. Come off cooldown. Now, what do we want to do with the ogre? Probably park him kind of right here, actually, I think. Now, can we web? Yeah, you can't web the Shadow Stalker, so not even really worth trying. Let's try. Okay, I was trying for a web on those guys. Unfortunately, no such luck. This is where those spiders are actually going to come in handy. There we go. Just some extra bodies, right? Extra units in there to help out just a touch. Makes a bit of a difference here. And let's try throwing a curse maybe on somebody. Maybe we can hit the Grimbeak Crows, perhaps. Kind of limit their mobility. Oh, or just curse them. I was actually going to try to... Would have almost preferred to just limit their mobility, but that's alright. The Hellhound we can kind of keep maybe in reserve back here. Alright. Nice. Another spider popping in. That's all the spiders we're going to get. Nice. Okay, so they actually used up their attacks on my spiders, which... That's not bad at all. Now, something I could do is use up the Shadow Stalker's attacks on my spiders here. I think that's actually what I'm going to try to do. You know what? Let's turn him. There we go. And then do a little more. All right, there we go. So he used up some more of his attacks, which is really good. And this spider, unfortunately, can't really get involved. We can step right up with our musketeer, blast those Grimbeak Crows for some big damage, and then I think what we'll do is we'll bring our... When unfortunately that bird has first strike, I forgot about that. That's probably going to kill... Good chance it'll kill my Hellhound. Let's hope it doesn't. Nice, okay, good. Got the kill there, that's great. Okay, now let's beat the crap out of this Shadow Stalker. Do as much damage as we can here. Really want to try and get the kill on this one if possible. I think I'm even gonna step up a touch here with Holly. Do a little bit there, and then... Very nice. And then high up those units there. Excellent. Okay. Now we're in good shape. Excellent. All right. We took some damage, and we did lose our... oh, we didn't lose our Hellhound. That's right. We took a lot of damage, but we did take the city. And I think that's going to make a difference for us. Now we've got something to defend here. So what do we want to do with a High Elf city here? Again, do we want to release it as a vassal? Do we want to absorb it? Yeah, part of me is kind of tempted to absorb it. Let's see, what's the... yeah, it's only 1 turn difference. I'm gonna have to think about that. But before I do that, maybe let's focus on what else we got going on here. So Welby did get a level up. There's really nothing else of tremendous benefit for him to kind of have, so I think we'll maybe just beef him up a little bit more. Tunneling would be alright if we end up going underground, which I really don't anticipate doing with Welby. So I think I'll just maybe go for a little bit more resistance. There we go. And we'll increase his range strength slightly. Nice. Okay. So with Welby, we're going to clear this structure out. And you know what? It would be great to get a builder down here to throw up a little fort to encompass the gold mine here and this trading post for some extra income. That would be, I think, very, very good for us. So let's get our units kind of into this battle here. We'll step up like this. Fortunately, our flyer is doesn't have any movement, but that's all right. So we'll step this stack up. We'll engage this battle, and I think we'll try to dominate maybe that Node Serpent if possible. One of the two. All right. Let's do some blasting here. So we've got 1 cannon shot. And we've got 2 cannon shots. Very nice. Now again, we can't use our flame tanks just yet. Although I suppose we could reload it. Maybe not a bad idea. Let's see. Lesser Fire Elemental could step up and put a little bit of hurt on these Goblin Apprentice units. There we go. And our Priest could actually throw a curse at the Node Serpent that's still going to be alive. There we go. Reduce his movement at least a little bit. That's kind of good. Meanwhile, our Flyer here, we need to be careful. We don't want to put him in risk, but maybe what we'll do is we will use Welby to actually step over here and do a reload on our flame tank. And then what we'll do is we'll step our flame tank up. Now, what does the cone look like? Yeah, so we want to kind of get him like here-ish. Yeah, there we go. Now we can kill off the other Node Serpent. This one, I suppose we could step up and engage the Phantasm Warrior if we really wanted. Thankfully, this one has reduced movement, so it can't really do much. I think maybe we'll step our Flyer up kind of like this, and then bring this flame tank over like that. There we go. Now, this Flyer, we don't really want to get him involved unnecessarily, so we'll use our Yetis, I think. Get them a little bit of experience. And then we'll keep this Flyer kind of back, just because he's a little bit worse for wear, as you can see. Alright, so unfortunately this unit is in defense mode, which is not ideal for us. Let's see, what are our odds here if we wanted to just try for a straight-up dominate right now? 45%, it's not terrible. Don't really want to blast the heck out of him if we're going to try and recruit him. That said, I do want to kill off the Phantasm Warrior, so let's do that. Alright, then we'll kill the Phantasm Warrior. And then let's try for the Dominate. Oh, and we didn't get it. Again, I wasn't really that optimistic about it. I should have maybe tried to get him out of defense mode, but we can just get the kill there. I maybe should have put my flyer on the edge of the Node Serpent's movement, and that would have made it then come and attack me and not be in defense mode. So, bit of a missed opportunity, but that's all right. Ooh, look at this. Rod of Lightning Charge, Shock Bolts. That's pretty good. I will gladly take that reward. Now, which hero would benefit the most from an additional type of ranged attack? Welby has the harpoon and the gun. That's kind of... can throw a net. Yeah, he doesn't really have any... He does have Firebomb, I guess. So he's kind of got some options for elemental attacks. Leo does not have... Yeah, he really doesn't have anything in the way of other types of ranged attacks. So maybe we'll send it to Leo. Yeah, Holly has some multiple kinds. Pimpton has multiple attacks. Warmaster Habby has multiple attacks here with the Black Wand. So yeah, I think we will send the Rod of Lightning Charge off to Leo. Alright, very nice. Okay, so let's keep on trucking here with our forces. Welby can just keep the good times rolling here. Move over like this, and then I think we'll just hang out. Yeah, and I think we'll just keep where we are. Alright, so now we have to decide what to do with Leo here. And again, we have this dragon dwelling, which I am tempted to try to attack. My only concern here is that we're not in the greatest of shape, as you can see, in terms of our health. This stack kind of not so good either. Although I don't really know what else to do with them at the moment. So maybe we just start kind of working our way in there and see what we can at least get our eyes on here. So, okay, we've got... Ooh, yeah. We've got 2 Frost Dragons. And we've got 4 Wyverns plus another Wyvern. Yeah, that's not going to be an easy battle. But, you know what? We'll just bring it over and we'll work our way in. I think is going to be the plan there. Meanwhile, this Spy Drone, we can grab some extra mana up here, which is good. And then we can get ourselves back onto the lava so that we are less vulnerable to roaming unit attack. Lots of join offers. We're not going to be accepting any of those. We just do not have the funds right now. This little fairy was doing some additional scouting for me, but might actually be nice to try and find a way to get to my city here that I've got underground for some extra defense. We also have to figure out what the heck do we want to do with this dwarf settler. An underground city for the dwarves would be kind of nice. You know, maybe put one right in here somewhere. That wouldn't be such a bad idea. I don't think we cleared out these structures, all of them, though. So we might have to go back and try to do that with something. Again, that's where maybe getting this ferry down would be kind of ideal. But for now, we'll just, I guess, keep them kind of there. Now, Pimpton, we were thinking about maybe fighting these dragons, but I think we were kind of just going to move around here. Although now we have some cannons coming in to assist us, so might actually be worth it now to try, since we've got backup. What else do we... I think we had something else. Yeah, we have a flame tank here moving in to assist as well. So, yeah, let's bring the flame tank in. Cannons can hang out at that shrine to the Earthen Mother. We'll put Pimpton right next to it. And then maybe next turn we'll move in and attack the dragons if we can. With kind of all these units here. Yeah, I think that'll be the plan there. This little stack, again, Valak, we were originally going to bring into the Empire, but I think we're going to leave it as a vassal so we can start moving them off. Kind of get them into the fight a little more. This little stack here we're going to just have guarding the city, which is about to become a vassal, so once this city's a vassal, we can probably move them off. And then we had Warmaster, and we weren't sure what exactly we were going to do with them. The main issue is we've got these units down here that are going to harass the city if we leave it unguarded. Thankfully, we're bringing it as a vassal, so hopefully it'll be, you know, decently defended fairly soon. I could leave a bit of a sort of skeleton crew behind to guard the city. Perhaps maybe some cannons just to man the walls. And maybe I bring the flame tanks up. Let's see, what do we got? Yeah, Warbreeds. Big yikes. I think if we leave a couple of cannons on the walls, I think we'll maybe be alright. So let's bring a flame tank up. And we can bring War Master up like this. Yeah, that'll be hopefully sufficient to just guard the city for a few turns. Once it's a vassal, we can move those units off. This flame tank, we're going to keep moving in as well, kind of reinforce our position as much as possible. Another kind of miscellaneous group of units. Just keep moving everybody up to that front line. Just want to get involved, get into the battle. Alright, let's see what else we got going on over here. We had a few units here that we were using to reclaim our little town here, which we... Actually, that was very nice because we now have Heart of the Tropics giving us some extra casting points, which is always good. And I think we're going to send a couple of units down to try to clear out the spawning structure responsible for the units that actually took the city in the first place. Alright, let's decide now. What do we want to do with this city? We could absorb, or we could release as a vassal. I think I'm going to... I'm not going to have any other units here to guard it, so we're going to release it as a vassal. Alright, Rados down here, underground. Not really doing much in terms of developing the city. It's just kind of providing some extra income. Same goes for Fula Zaire. Now, Ripura is kind of right in the center of our little Shadow Elf force here in the Shadow Realm. We're bringing this cannon in to reinforce the city, the Archon dwelling here of Endram. Because obviously Colm is kind of right on the doorstep looking to probably attack fairly soon. Which might not bode well for me. We have another lightning cannon on the way here, which will be good from Rakelin. Again, we don't have a ton of extra gold, so I probably won't do much in Ripura. Maybe make a Storm Priest. It's a little expensive, though. I don't want to spend that much gold. What else do we have here? We got Storm Priest, Pikeman, Arcane Archer, and a Spy Drone. You know, one more Storm Priest isn't gonna... We still got enough to make at least one cannon. Which I think we're gonna do from probably Hard Thistle. Yeah, let's go with another cannon here. Very nice. Meanwhile, in Bittercrest, you know, I would really like to actually get a builder going. That would be ideal for me. For some extra income generation. Be nice to get a little bit more gold if possible, but I think we've kind of moved pretty much all of our main units here, so I don't think we're going to be able to generate a ton of extra income unless we maybe sell off some items or something like that. Alternatively, if we cancel production on one of our other cities, maybe. Yeah, I think Bittercrest... Again, I would really like to get that builder. Send him over and have him start working on putting up a fort right here. And maybe... maybe some more as well in addition to that. Well, for now, we'll wait, I guess. Bebjun, we're going to have to wait as well. Haha, same story. And our newly reacquired city of Asyut is going to wait. Meanwhile, this little guy, we'll probably just keep him on the city there. Not that he's going to be doing much. Now, big question. Oh, and you know, a part of me doesn't actually want to release this as a vassal. I think I'd almost rather absorb it now that I think about it. And this wouldn't be a bad city to have eventually, since we'll have a Florrock Quarry and whatnot. But, again, I kind of want to just keep moving here. You know, I could start bringing Holly maybe down. Again, if we leave the city undefended, it's basically just going to get recaptured. But we could basically try and deal a death blow here to Colm, as we've got units coming up from this direction, and then my units as well coming down from the north. So, That is kind of tempting. Alternatively, we could turn Holly around and have her go up here and try to keep fighting with Camille. Now that we've maybe got Camille kind of on the ropes. It's a tough call because, again, I think I have enough forces down here that I'm able to... You know what? We're going to send the Musketeer up as well. There we go. We'll leave a bit of a skeleton crew guarding this city, just to keep these units at bay. And as I said, these goblins are going to come over. You know what? We could even send these goblins to kind of help guard the city and maybe send another cannon or two up that way. It's like, how are these able to make it there in a single turn? Yeah, they are. So we'll have to leave it guarded for now. But yeah, so what do I do with Holly? That is the question here. Do I want to move down and try to take on Colm, or do I want to try and maybe go for Camille since I've got her on the ropes? I also have to consider that, as you can see, Holly's units are in rough shape. If I were to have enough upgrade points, I actually really want to get Healing Aura. Try to heal the units a little bit faster in her stack. Yeah, you know, this is a hard one. This is a really tough call. I suppose another option would be go and clear out a structure here and try and use it as an opportunity to heal up my troops a little bit. It's maybe not the worst plan ever, to be honest. Could also run back underground at this point, too. That's another option. Or I could just leave her on the city to kind of guard it. Maybe we go up to this tomb and try and raid it for some gold and try to use it as an opportunity to get some extra healing on our units here. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Maybe this is a stupid idea, but... Now, for our flyer, if our flyer just straight up dies, that's actually not so bad because the flyer will come back then with more health. Of course, we have to be really careful. Our units are all in very, very rough condition, so... Maybe we'll keep our flyer back here. Kind of let them come to us a bit. Going after the hero as they always try to. Okay. Thankfully, these Deathbringers are in kind of rough shape, and we can beat the crap out of them here with our Ogre. Flyer is probably going to die if we charge in like that at it. Kill this Banshee. Ooh, not quite, eh? We can do that. And then move in like this, do some work. Might be worth just taking some damage with our Shock Trooper here and then getting the finish. Yeah, there. That frees us up a little bit, so we're in a little bit better shape now. We have to remember, though, that what's going to happen is the Ogre is going to, I think, get revived. Yeah, which isn't good. So that's actually really unfortunate because it means that that unit's going to come back and cause us more problems here. Didn't really think about that. That was a bit of a mistake on my part. You know what I'll do? I'll go and park my Musketeer on top of him to prevent him from doing that. And then we'll blast the... Ooh, didn't quite kill the Warg. That's a shame. And we'll park this on the Draconian Flyer as well. Just to prevent it from rising from the dead. There we go. Now the Warg is going to come back. Yeah, that's okay. Now, again, it wouldn't be so bad if the Ogre actually was killed, but I think we'll just go over like this, free up our Musketeer, let him reload. And then our Shock Trooper can kill off the Warg there. Then, I think we'll maybe just get the kill here to get this battle finished. There we go. So our flyer came back with at least a little bit more health than previous. Although I think our ogres might have actually ended up with less health, so... But hey, we got some items out of it at least. Throw net. I could just sell all this for quite a large amount of gold, which actually maybe not such a bad idea. Again, throw net is decent if I'm trying to convert a unit or something like that. I think I'm just going to sell it, though. That gold boost is actually quite nice. And then, you know what? Maybe I will just retreat back a little bit with Ollie there. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on. So, yeah, we could keep War Master Habby going. You know what? Let's do it. Let's step up into Colm's domain ever so slightly. Oh, this little monster hunter. I almost forgot about him. He can move down. I suppose he could also move up and go try and help out up here. We didn't have anybody guarding Beb Jun, unfortunately, right now, which is kind of not so good. Oh, you know what? One of these units might be good to send down here to do that. So let's think about that, perhaps. You know what? Let's get him up there just so we have a city guard temporarily. And then we'll move him out of there just afterwards. Meanwhile, this stack, I think we'll just leave it so that it's got we've got defense against these units here. What else we got here? Okay, we've got these cannons who still kind of want to move. Yeah, we can step them up ever so slightly. There we go. And this stack here, we could move in a little bit further, which maybe not such a bad idea. Oh, and look at this. Okay, yeah, so pretty strong defenses on this structure, unfortunately. Might be in pretty tough if we get into battle with all of them, but we'll have to decide. We might just bypass this and keep on moving past it or something. We'll have to see. And then, yeah, this unit can try to come in and reinforce us as much as possible. Okay, now, do we want to start casting something? That's a good question. I think the answer is going to be yes. We have quite a bit of mana, so I think maybe we will terraform Beb Jun a little bit. So now, let's see. We have goblins. So what do goblins like? Goblins like... We look at them. They like wetlands, and they dislike Arctic tropical, and they hate volcanic. So we want to make some wetlands. So let's see. We can flood the fields to change it to wetlands. Dense vegetation. Yeah, that's going to benefit from being converted. Don't want to use up too much mana, but I think that will hopefully make a bit of a difference. So that's going to do it there. And then let's cast something here. So, could do a fire node. I think there's a city that's missing one, but honestly, I think I'm going to maybe leave that alone for now and maybe just focus on getting another unit involved or Dragon Oil to try to defend a city. I think we'll maybe just do a Hellhound, though, for an extra unit. Alright, let's end the turn there and let's see what happens here. Alright, so it's Camille's turn, so let's keep an eye up north here. And of course, I didn't leave my city very well defended, so let's see if I end up paying for that. Ooh, Empire Quest completed. Colm is now the prime evil. Oh boy. Let's see if he mounts any kind of counter attack here on me. Alright, his units are vanished off into the ether somewhere. Awaness is now moving. Let's see if she decides to try to fight me here. But yeah, as soon as we level Holly up, I'm going to get Healing Aura. Try to make it such that my stack can heal up a bit faster, because that's obviously becoming a bit of an issue. Just the lack of health. Even with Bestow Iron Heart and healing, it's still a problem. We just need to regenerate our health more quickly. Alright, well, now it's Glendale's turn. So Glendale has structures to the north of me. He's got this vassal here. This is Quandria. He's got this as a vassal, I believe. So, interesting to see. And I'm pretty darn sure he owns this as well. Although I'm not entirely confident about that. Army of Welby affected by Sunburst. Alright, well, let's figure out where that is, because that'll be interesting. I wonder if it's Pimpton. Nope. Not sure who's getting hit by that. We'll have to find that out when it's our turn. Now, let's see if Quandria decides to get real aggressive on us here. We jump to the Shadow Realm. See if any funny business happens here. And we gotta keep an eye on Leo's stack there. Fortunately, Leo really doesn't have a ton of strong units. We have this Blight Elemental, and that's about it regarding Tier 3 units. Everything else is Tier 2 or less. Isn't ideal. It looks like Colm's reinforcing his position here, which kind of makes sense. So yeah, he's getting ready to siege this city. So thankfully this lightning cannon's going to get there just in time. Alright, now it's time for Zorn's turn. Really haven't seen anything from Zorn yet, aside from a few disjunction attempts. So I'm not sure where Zorn is located. Probably off in the corner somewhere. Or actually, maybe to the north, because it looks like Colm, Awanes, and Camille are kind of off to the right here. So, ooh, and look at this. We are coming under attack from some roaming units. I doubt we'll be able to win, but let's give it a try. And unfortunately, this is a Spider Queen with phase, so we're just going to have to try and position ourselves in a spot where we can just wait for them to come to us, basically, and hope that we can... Now, here's the big question. Do we want to just go in and attack, or do we want to wait for them to try and web us? Because the webbing is inevitable. They're going to try it. I think we just wait and hope we don't get webbed. Ah, and that's it. That's the battle right there. Should be all over but the crying at this point now. Yeah, no matter what we do here, we're gonna be kind of screwed. So let's step up and at least do some work there. Yeah, this assassin's gonna die now. Yeah, there it is. Oh, we got webbed again. Well, as always, that's the danger with sending units off by themselves. There's the risk of that happening. So yeah, it will be very interesting to see which army was attacked by Sunburst here. Ah, so of course he's doing it in the Shadow Realm. Whew. And he actually killed off my, my spy drone there. Okay, so he obviously doesn't like my units being in here, which, hey, that makes sense. Ooh, and we're about to lose another vassal city, it would appear. Not really a surprise, I guess. I suppose I could demand a tribute, perhaps. Maybe try and get a little army, not that I think it's going to make a difference, so... Yeah, we're just going to have to do something about this situation, because we're ceding ground constantly here in the Shadow Realm, and that's just not a good thing. There we go. Lightning cannon's in play now, so that's going to help us out. We're still working on the Parthenon, which is going to allow us to produce the Archon Saint, which we may actually make a couple of. We've got another lightning cannon here, which is great. I think we're just going to keep on working on that. Okay, so now this lightning cannon... I think maybe we'll send... I think we'll send it down this way as well, just to play it safe. So yeah, now machine units are a little bit cheaper, which is really good. Unfortunately, these are still quite just above what we need. A little bit more production here, so when the city grows, perhaps that'll give us what we need. Let's take a look at Bebjun now. With the research being completed, Let's see if that fixed our problem. It did. Okay, so now these are a lot cheaper, and we made the city happier as well, I think. Let's take a look. Yeah, they're a bit happier. Not a ton happier, but they went from being a little bit negative to a little bit positive. So that's good. Not sure why the goblins are so unhappy with me. Let's take a quick look here. I guess that... Is it because of something with this... Dislikes tundra. Is there tundra in here, maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not sure why they're so... No, it's not that. I don't know why their base happiness modifier is low. Oh, well. Not going to worry about it. But anyway, we can pump things out in a single turn there, so that's good. Well, if we send these units up this way, we may have that same problem out from these roaming units, so maybe instead... You know what? Let's just send them down to Bebjun here. Meanwhile, this little guy can continue just hanging out in the city for another turn or two. And then Welby and continue putting in some work here. We can try and dominate a Blight Elemental. Or a Spider Queen, perhaps. That would be phenomenal for us. So, let's do that. We'll move up like this. Move up here. And then we'll send our flyer over to join the party. And the flyer can engage the battle. Alright, let's do it. Good opportunity here to try and recruit some decent units, I think. I think I would prefer the Blight Elemental the most, but the Spider Queen would also be a nice addition, I think. Oh, and it's too bad. I don't want to actually kill off the Blight Elemental there, so I think I'm going to avoid doing that shot. You know what? Maybe I'll do some damage to it. I don't want to kill it outright, though. And then maybe another blast here to try and really finish off the queen. Nice, very good. And then I think what we'll do is we will do a reload on this guy. Very good. And then we can fire blast some poor helpless animals here. And can anybody get in there to maybe get the kill? Yeah, our Fire Elemental can put some work in, actually. You know what? Let's even take a step back, and there we go. Now we're not quite so exposed. Meanwhile, our Priest can maybe do a curse on the Blight Elemental, perhaps. Although I think he might be immune to... Yeah, okay, so that's not going to work. So that curse is not going to be effective. So let's instead try it on the Spider Baby. And I was actually kind of hoping that wouldn't land, just to mitigate their movement, but that's okay. Alright, now this Flame Tank, we could step up and get the kill here. Meanwhile, our Flyer can kind of step up as well. Alright. Oof. A little bit of Toxic Breath there, not so good. Weakening Breath. Not exactly good and healthy for you. Now, let's get some experience here with our Fire Elemental. 10. Excellent. And let's kill off these kobolds here. Great. And then, yeah, we're not really going to be able to do a ton to him. But one thing we could try and do is immolate him. Yeah. Alright, let's see what he does here. I should have reloaded my cannons. That was an opportunity for some extra experience, possibly. Alright, now let's try for the Dominate here. 95% odds. Very, very nice. Excellent. There we go. We got ourselves a Blight Elemental. He's going to help us with recruiting additional units thanks to his Weaken. We've been kind of using one in the same way with Leo, so... And then, yeah, I think we're just going to keep trucking in this direction like this. With Welby here. Now, the question is, do we want to keep this stack kind of with Welby, or do we want to perhaps send some of the units up to kind of joining the fight up here. I think we'll just keep moving along with them. That way Welby has a bit of an escort. I think would be good for him. Alright, so now we can start wiggling our way in here. Alright, so we got a city. And it's the Throne City. Oh boy. Okay, I am starting to get excited, as you can probably tell. Alright, let's move these little guys on down here. Not quite. Just gonna say, I hope they could get to the city, but not quite. You know what, we're gonna send in... I think we're maybe just gonna... I kind of want to leave at least a unit or two there to guard. You know what, let's do that. We'll leave the flame tank behind. Cannons can move on up. Then let's do this. And then... Nice to get a little bit better vision here. What are we up against in the throne? Oof, okay, he's got some big boy units, that's for sure. 4 Manticore Riders. Cadre here of Phalanx units. He does have a Priest. So it's going to be well defended. We're going to have to be very, very careful. But thankfully we've got the units that are going to be able to put some work in here and hopefully make this battle pretty doable. Probably next turn we're going to be able to engage that one. I think we'll wait. Like I said, I don't want to jump the gun here without my backup from these cannons coming in. So again, we've got 2 cannons here. We've got cannon here. Only got the 1 engineer, so we're bringing in another engineer and some more cannons. I think with what we've got kind of on screen right here, that should be enough. I think this tank can... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we'll have enough to siege the throne. So I'm actually fairly confident now in keeping Holly away from the battle with Colm and actually using her to continue engaging with Camille and ONS. So I think that's going to be the game plan there. And yeah, this is nice as a vassal here. You can see that that actually works out pretty well. Sasistan is quite nicely defended. Got pretty strong units there guarding the city, actually, which is good for us. All right. Looks like we lost some casting points. So did we lose a city or something? Oh, maybe when we released Sasistan as a vassal, we lost the benefit of Heart of the Glades, perhaps. That might have been what happened. Yeah, we've got only 1 Heart of the Glades. And I think that might be coming from... Is that over here? No, that's Heart of the Tropics. Can't remember if a vassal city's... If you get the casting points from the vassal city. I think you do. So why did we lose 10 casting points? Oh, no. Okay, so when it does become a vassal, you do lose that. That's good to know. So because this one isn't a vassal currently, that's why we're getting access to this Heart of the Glades right now. You know what? I'm tempted to actually switch this over and start actually absorbing this city. I think we're going to do that. Now that we know kind of where Colm is and what's going on, I'm going to actually absorb the city. I know it's going to take longer, but I think that's actually going to be a good choice. All right, we can level up War Master Habby here, which is great. Let's think about maybe what would benefit him and his stack the most. You know, a Phoenix Warrior wouldn't be so terrible for him, actually. That way we could kind of use one of his units as a bit of a kamikaze. I think I might do that. Yeah, let's do that. Item has arrived here. Let's see, what is that? That's going to be repair bags. So yeah, Welby now has the ability. He's going to have this spider egg in 2 turns as well. He now has repair machine along with emergency repair, so that's good for him. Very nice. Might even move that up his list here of... There we go. So yeah, now it's a little higher on his list. Okay. What else has happened here? Domain invasion at Fula Zaire. Just some roaming units, I'm assuming. Yeah, we know that Colm is now the prime evil. Oh, Garagar's offered a tribute. I think we'll just take the gold. That's great. Very nice. Look at all that extra gold we have now. That's fantastic. Gain lots of joint offers. Yeah, we can summon our Hellhound now, so... lots of things we can do. Let's see if we can find a way to... Ooh, and unfortunately that's not good for us. We're going to retreat from that a little bit. I was going to say, if we can get this ferry around, we can maybe find a way to get to our dwarven city that we're absorbing here. And again, I do need to figure out what to do with this settler, because just kind of... He's just taking up resources by just sitting here with his upkeep, so... Yeah, he's got 16 upkeep, so that's a pretty expensive unit to just have sitting there. So it'd be nice to figure out what I want to do with it. Otherwise, I should just disband it, because otherwise I'm just wasting money on it. Shadow Realm, yeah, we've kind of already done most of that. Let's take a look at Pimpton. Maybe we can finish up with some dragon battling here. And unfortunately, our flame tank's not going to be able to quite make it into the battle. Oh, you know, this is actually quite a risky battle for me, now that I'm looking at it. This might not be the wisest of decisions here, especially since I don't really need to do the battle. Again, the biggest thing is these two dragons that need to die, so let's do it, and let's just hope that it goes well here. Ouch. Oh, we did get a kill there. That's kind of nice. And again, we have to remember that we do have Divine Justicars, which is pretty much the only reason that I'm even considering this battle. Alright. Our cannons are probably going to be killed, which is a little expensive here on this one. It might not be worth it in the end, doing this particular battle. But can we still blast this dragon? Yeah, we can. Okay. Some pretty nice damage to him, which is good. Now, as for Pimpton, what kind of spells we got? We got Smite, which is going to be sort of our primary spell that we might end up using. Let's go and do some wyvern damage here. Get the kill with this flyer, and then move in and engage the dragon. I think we will step up. Oh, and it's a shame we can't quite get the flank there. That would have been great. But that's alright. We can at least engage the dragon, so now he's kind of tied up a bit. Of course, I forgot that the dragon can fear you, which I should have buffed my unit here with Touch of Faith. That would have been probably wise. Let's put our little guy up here and try and assist. Feathered Serpent, maybe we just jump in and heal the flyer. We're going to need him, obviously, so... Our Slither can step up like this and kind of try to guard us a little bit. And then meanwhile, Pimpton, I would rather just have him kind of at the back here and a little bit out of the way. Okay, maybe we can do a smite on the dragon here. Ooh, resisted. That's unfortunate. So our cannons are going to be in rough shape here, I'm sure, yeah. There we go. That's not so good. Okay, they're going after my little guys, which is actually really good for me. Okay, and unfortunately our flyer is feared, which is not good. Cannon, we're just going to reload this one, and we're going to run off kind of as far as we can with this cannon. And reload it as well. Alright, so let's see. Can we kill the dragon, or can we maybe dispel the fear? Don't think so, so we're going to have to just do this kind of on our own here. If we step up like this... Oh yeah, we do big damage. Let's see if we can maybe get the kill. We're very close to it. Excellent. Then... Yeah, we can get the finish here with our Serpent, I hope. Throw the sprint on there. Very nice. Okay, that's really good. So now even if this flyer runs away, it doesn't matter so much. And yeah, let's do some work here. Great. Okay, yeah, this is going much better. Use our Sun Guard up here to try and pull some of the aggro up there. We will lose one cannon, which is kind of a shame, but... so there goes our flyer. He decided to run out of the battle. Now our Feathered Serpent here is actually leveling up quite nicely, so we can do some big damage there. Big kill there with our Slither. Slither's really putting in work. Sun Guard we can just throw in defense mode to try to avoid some of that damage. What kind of range we got here? Let's maybe see if we can get a little further away. Well, we could even get maybe one more away. There we go. Nice cannon shot. Pimped in here. Drop a heal on our Serpent, who's a little worse for wear. Nice. Okay. Cannon tanking some more damage there. Again, it would be ideal if the cannon can survive this battle. So let's see if we can maybe make that happen. Let's kind of go up like this. Get the kill there. Kill there. And then just get the kill with our ranged attack, perhaps. Yes, we can. Excellent. Okay, so then our cannon can run to the very back corner, do a nice reload, and we should be good to go. Alright, so now let's see. Can we maybe heal somebody? I guess our Sun Guard kind of needs it. He's in not so good shape. Feathered Serpent, we could do a nice heal as well. Have to be kind of careful because we do still need to get the kill. But yeah, I think we can manage that. So we'll heal the Sun Guard. Step on up. Do a guard break there, which is good. And you know what? Our cannon could get the finish. Excellent. So unfortunate that we did lose that one cannon. That was maybe not so great, but we cleared this all out, and we can turn this into a vassal, perhaps. So yeah, let's do that. I don't think there's any real benefit in absorbing it. So let's just release it as a vassal. Because we're not going to be able to develop it in time for really any major usage of it at this point, I don't think. So if we have it as a vassal, I think that will probably benefit us the most. Now, unfortunately, this flyer is going to get left behind a bit because he ran from that other battle. So let's just do this battle real quick. The reason I want to do this is so that I get a better vision range of what's going on. Hopefully I'll see Glendale's attack coming, or Quandria if they start mounting an offensive. And actually having this dragon dwelling as a vassal is going to make a big difference. It's going to be quite a powerful vassal to have. Yeah, let's just do some healing here. We're going to heal up our Sun Guard there. Some big boy healing. Slither can step on up too. Boy, this Slither's really doing quite well, actually. Very happy with it. Now, as for acquiring one of these units, I wouldn't mind getting my hands maybe on the Shield Bearer. Even, you know, a Prospector wouldn't be so bad to have a unit that can dig. Although I don't think we have any real ways underground in the immediate vicinity. Nice. Holy, these Slithers are incredible. Do a little shield break, or guard break there, and we'll step up and do some extra damage. Well, you know what? Let's try for a conversion here. Failed. Again, worth trying. Boy, having regrowth, though, that's just so good. There we go, and then we should be able to just get the kill outright. Meanwhile, do we have any healing left? We do. We can use Bestow Iron Heart. And step up and just get the kill. Whew. Very nice. Alright, so that gives us the Watchtower. So now... Oh, and yeah, there it is. Okay. We have a Shadow Elf Succubus, a Wyvern, and a Shield Bearer coming at us. So, yeah, I actually have to be quite cautious here. You know what? Let's go throw this cannon up into his stack just so we have another unit there to defend ourselves with. Back on up. Meanwhile, this flame tank's coming in. So, yeah, good thing I grabbed this, because now I can see what's coming at me. Not going to be surprised as much, necessarily. Boy, you know, it'd be nice to get a repairing ability on Pimpton as well, so that's something maybe in the Throne City I'll have to make an item to give him the ability to repair. Alright, so yeah, Heart Thistle as a cannon. I think we'll just keep sending our newly produced units up north here. I think that's going to be the game plan. So yeah, all in all, things are going pretty good here. I think maybe we'll do another cannon. And in Fahas, we're going to make ourselves an engineer. There we go. So the engineer can move on up north here along with the machines that I'm producing there. So that way we'll at least have something that can kind of babysit the machines and synergize with them a little bit. And this stack we're going to figure out what to do with as well. So yeah, all in all, I'm quite happy with the progress we're making here. I think this is going very well. And again, I mean, we could try this battle right now if we really, really wanted. Just to kind of show what we have. So we'd have War Master Habby, we'd have a Flame Tank, 2 cannons, Party Robot Prototype, and an Engineer, all of them very leveled up. And then we would also have a Flame Tank, a Cannon, and a Musketeer. So that would be the forces we'd be bringing to the table. And then, of course, our spells. So that's what we could do, but of course we can't see if there's more units back here. I'm going to guess probably not, but you never know. So anyway, that's what we could do this turn, but I'm thinking maybe we wait one more turn and bring these units in, just having a few more cannons and another engineer for some reloading, I think is going to make a big difference. We do have a bell tower, which is unfortunate. That's going to hamper our ability to kind of hang back and not take damage, but we'll work around it. So in any case, that's kind of what we're dealing with there. I think we'll call it an episode, because I think that was pretty productive. So we now have eyes on Colm's Throne City, which is really good. And we've got a bit more defense now set up kind of to the north here. Having Arangir as an eventual vassal, I think, is going to make a big difference for us in having a very powerful vassal kind of guarding this part of our northern sort of front here. So all in all, pretty happy with how this episode went. We are going to save this one, as I said. This is going to be episode 23. And yeah, we do have sick Bockerston as well that we've taken from Camille. So, again, good progress all around. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.